Yes,
Yes.
sir.
So first we'll finish the metals and non-metals topic, then we'll go for the synthetic fibers and the plastic. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So first metals and non-metals. What do you know about the periodic table? Yeah, I think you already finished this chapter in the NCERT textbook itself, right?
Yes, sir.
But we'll discuss somewhat advanced, okay, on these two topics because it will be useful for your
Okay,
whatever the
sir.
competitive exam is there coming. Okay. So you tell me first what you know about the metals and non-metals.
Some metals are good conductors of electricity and heat. They are sonorous and they are shiny, lustrous,
Lustrous.
ductile.
Okay.
And non-metals are exactly opposite to them.
Non-metals are exactly opposite to them. Okay. Next. That's all.
Sir, about the atomic structure, so the metals, they donate electrons one to one in their valence shell, and non-metals have four, five, or six or seven electrons, and they don't accept. Sorry, they don't donate. They take the electrons.
Okay. Next. So this is a learning checklist. What you are going to do in this chapter. First, we'll study about the position of metals and non-metals in the periodic table. Then we'll study about the properties of metals. Then we goes for the properties of non-metals. Then what are the use of some metals? What is the use of some non-metals? Then corrosion and the last alloys part. Okay, so these are the subtopics you are going to discuss in this chapter. I hope my idea is clear for you.
Yes, sir.
It's
Yes,
bet
sir.
it's better if you turn on the video. Hello. Yeah. Sahu, turn on your video also if possible.
Yes, sir. Turning on.
So first we'll discuss about the position of metals and non-metals in the periodic table. So everyone knows, right? This is a periodic table.
Yes, sir.
So total how many elements are there in the periodic table?
118.
118 elements are there in the modern periodic table. So if you take 118 elements, all the elements are classified into metals, non-metals and the metalloids. Okay. So can you see one zigzag line here? One thick black color line.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So whatever the zigzag line is there, the left side of the
Met-
zigzag line is completely are metals. The left side part of the zigzag line is completely metals. The right side part is there, right? These are completely non-metals.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if you take the periodic table, complete metals are only on the left side part. And non-metals are completely on the right side part. So if you see this boron, silicon, arsenic, zigzag line is there, right? These are the metalloids. So metalloids will separate the metals from the non-metals. So metals will be left side to the metalloid part. Non-metals will be right side of the metalloid part. Okay.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, germanium is also a metalloid, right?
Yeah. Germanium is also metalloid. Boron, silicon, germanium, arsenic, tin.
Okay.
It is only given as a line on itself, right? But actually, this is
Yes,
not
sir.
exactly part is given. I will show you that picture also in the another picture. Okay. So if you want exactly the metalloids, now boron, silicon, germanium, arsenic, tin, tellurium, polonium. So these are the 7 metalloids are there. Okay. So out of 118 elements, only 90 to 92 elements are only exist in the nature. That means they are naturally occurring elements. Out of 118, only 92 to 94 elements are only occurred naturally. The remaining all are artificial elements. Means they are obtaining from the other elements. Clear this one?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So out of 118 also, there are only 90 elements are in solid state, 2 elements are in the liquid state, and 11 elements are in the gaseous state. Okay. 90 out of the 90 108 elements, or you can say out of the 103 elements which are known at the time, 90 elements are in the solid state, 2 elements are in the liquid state, and 11 elements are in the gaseous state. Okay, in that also, again 79 of them are metals. Means if you take almost 78% of the periodic table is metals only. How much percentage of the periodic table is metals?
78%.
78% of
78.
the elements present in the periodic table is metals only. Remaining 22% contains non-metals and the metalloids part. Then how many metalloids are there?
7.
7 metalloids are there. How many non-metals are there?
19.
70.
17. How many non-metals are there? 17.
70.
Okay,
17.
clear?
Yes, sir.
So if you take the position in the periodic table, left side elements in the periodic table are metals. The right side elements are the non-metals. Okay, so this is the periodic table. Complete S block elements and the D block elements are metals. And this part is there, right? Group number 32, group number 18. This part. Can you see it clearly?
Yes, sir.
Group
Yes,
number
sir.
13 to group number 18 are called as in P block elements. Group number 1 and 2 are the S block elements. These two. Can you see the cursor?
Yes, sir.
So group number
Yes,
1
sir.
and 2 are the S block elements. Group number 13 to 18 are the P block elements. In between 3 to 12 are the D block elements. 3 to 12 are the D block elements. So when you're combining S block and the D block, it will form the all are metals only. Okay. Now tell me occurrence of metals and the non-metals. How you are getting the metals first?
Sir, in the ores.
In the form of ores. Very good. See, most of the metals will exist in the earth crust itself. Earth crust means outer layer of the earth. So almost all the metals you are getting naturally obtained from the earth crust. Okay, but in the earth crust also some metal will be in the combined state, some metal will be in the free state. Okay, what is the combined state and what is the free state?
Sir, combined state means they will be reacted with some other metals like impurities, like it is with bauxite, the aluminium ore.
Very good. Suppose if you take the
And free
iron.
state means the metal will be purely present in its own form, like gold.
Very good. Yeah. Vedika, any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay. See, metals are there, right? Almost all the metals are exist in the earth crust itself. They are exist in the two forms. One is in combined state, other one is in the free state. Free state means the metal will exist in the pure format only. Suppose if you take gold, gold is the metal, right? It will exist only in the gold only. It will not combine with other elements. Or else if you take the combined state example, na, iron. What is iron ore means? Iron ore is a one type of oxide. Okay, iron oxide is a iron ore, hematite, magnetite. So if you take the iron, it will exist in the earth crust in the form of iron oxide. Okay, there is a combined state. Understanding?
Yes, sir.
So what is the meaning of mineral then? A naturally occurring material in which a metal or its compound occur is called as a mineral. What is a mineral? A naturally occurring material in which a metal or its compound occur is called as a mineral. Can you see the definition there?
Yes, sir.
Then what is the difference between the mineral and the ore? What is the difference? What is the difference between the mineral and the ore?
Sir, ore is extracted from minerals.
Ore is extracted from the minerals only, but whatever the minerals are there, we cannot extract all the minerals profitably, right? There are so many minerals will be
Yes.
there, but if we extract that mineral to the surface of the earth, we require some amount. If you gain the profit only, you lose that business, right? Same thing. A mineral from which metal can be extracted economically is called as an ore. If you extract that mineral from the metal, or if you take the metal from that mineral, if it is a profitable business only, then it is called as an ore. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, Sahu Darpal. Both are same. Sorry. You joined with other device?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I joined from my lab.
Okay. So naturally occurring material in which a metal or its ore occur is called as a mineral. A mineral from which a metal can be extracted economically is called as an ore. Okay, these are the two different things or two different definitions we will study from this paragraph. Then we have discussed about the minerals in the combined state, right? So in which format they will combine? We are discussing about the minerals in the combined state. Okay, but in which form they are combined in the earth crust? They will be in the form of oxides, or they are in the form of sulfides, or they are in the form of carbonates or halides and the silicates. Can you see here?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
The minerals which are in the combined state exist in the form of oxides, sulfides, carbonates, halides, and silicates. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Then what is other name for the free state elements?
Noble gas.
Noble gases. Not
Inert
noble
gases.
gases. They are the noble metals. Noble gases are different.
It's a inert
Yes,
metals.
noble metals.
You can say as inert metals.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
You can
sir.
say as a inert metals. Okay. We should not say as a noble gases because all the noble gases will come under the non-metallic part only. All the noble gases will come under the non-metallic part only. So whichever the metal exists in the free state, they are called as an noble metals. Okay. Any doubts up to this?
Yes. No, sir. No doubts.
No, sir.
Okay. Then what is the meaning of noble gases?
The gases which do not react with any other metal.
The elements which has a octet configuration in the outermost shell and doesn't react with any other metals or called as an noble gases. Okay, noble elements, right? The
Sir,
main, yeah,
sir, can we make the noble gases or noble elements combine with any other metal or any other element?
yeah, xenon is there, right? Xenon can combine with the oxygen or the fluorine. Xenon is the noble element, right? Noble gas only, but it will combine with the two most
Yes,
electronegative
sir.
elements with the fluorine as well as the oxygen. Only xenon will combine. The remaining elements will not combine in the noble metals, noble gases.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So noble gas simple definition is it has octet configuration in the outermost shell. I hope you know what is octet configuration.
Yes, sir.
Having 8 electrons in the valence shell is called as an octet configuration. Okay. Then what about the occurrence of nitrogen and oxygen? From where we will get the nitrogen and oxygen?
Sir, from the air.
Air. So when you are doing the fractional distillation technique, what is the technique?
Fractional distillation.
Fractional
Fractional
distillation.
distillation technique, when you are doing of the air, we'll separate out the nitrogen as well as the oxygen from the air. Okay. You know already nitrogen is almost 78% in the air. Oxygen is 21%. So you can separate these nitrogen and oxygen using the fractional distillation techniques. Clear up to this?
Yes, sir,
Yes.
clear.
So this is just the introduction part about the metals and non-metals. That is not that much of important, but you should know that one. So total how many elements are there?
118 elements.
118 elements are there. In that only 79 are the metals, 17 are the non-metals, 7 are the metalloids.
7 are metalloids.
Okay. So metals will
Yes,
exist
sir.
in the earth crust in the form of combined state or the free state. Okay. In the free state means it will exist in the form of pure form only. But in the combined state, it will exist in the form of what? In the case of combined state,
Oxides or sulfides or uh, silicates.
oxides, sulfides, halides, next carbonates, silicates. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Then we'll discuss about the physical properties of metals. Then what are the physical properties of metals? The first one is the physical state. What is the meaning of state?
So solid, liquid, or gaseous state.
Very good. Solid states of matter, right? Solid or liquid or gaseous state. So if you take all the metals are in the solid state only, except mercury. All the metals are in the
Sir,
solid
even
state.
calcium.
Gallium at the room temperature in solid state only.
The gallium has low melting point.
Gallium has a low melting point, but at the room temperature will take now 25 degrees Celsius. Room temperature means what? 25 degrees Celsius. Okay. So at the room temperature, or we can say at 25 degrees Celsius, all the metals are solids only, except mercury. Okay. But gallium is also liquid at 28 degrees Celsius. 28 to 30 degrees Celsius is there, right? At that time, gallium is a liquid. Are you understanding the difference here?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. So in the textbook, it is given similarly like mercury and the gallium are the metals that exist in the liquid state at the room temperature. So gallium also will exist, but it is existed around 28 to 29 degrees Celsius. But room temperature means around 25 degrees Celsius only. So at that temperature, only mercury is the liquid at the room temperature. Remaining all the metals are solids only. Okay. Then what is the meaning of lustrous?
The shiny.
Shining property.
Shining property. Yeah. Suppose if you cut any metal freshly, if you cut the metal freshly, now what will happen? The surface of the metal will have the shiny surface, or we can say it will reflect the sun rays. Understanding? That property is called as an lustrous. So each and every metal will have the own lustrous or own shiny surface. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So out of these one, which one is a good reflector?
Metals.
Metals are a shiny surface having, but silver is a very good reflector among the metals. Silver is a very good reflector among the metals. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Then yeah,
so can you please share this PDF in the group?
I'll check it. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Next one is the malleability. Then what is the meaning of malleability?
So the metals can be beaten into thin sheets.
The metals can be beaten into thin sheets. So solid block of metal making into very, very thin sheet is called as an malleability. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
all
sir.
the metals will show malleability property except that mercury and the gallium, because
Sir,
they are
even
liquid, right?
sodium and potassium, right?
Sorry.
So sodium and potassium also
Sodium
can't
and
show.
potassium.
Yeah, they'll also show the malleability. All the metals will show generally malleability. Okay. But in the exam
Okay,
point
sir.
of view, which one is the most malleable metal? If they ask now, what is the answer?
The gold.
Gold is the most malleable element or most malleable metal. You can make very, very, very thin sheet of the gold also. That's why we'll use in the making of jewelry, right?
Sir, and
Yes.
Rutherford performed that experiment to pass that gamma molecules to
Alpha
in one
particles.
experiment. Yes,
yeah.
alpha particles
Yeah,
from
it's a
gold
thin
sheet
gold
only.
foil, thin gold foil sheet only. Very good. So you can see one fact here on the left side of the page. Gold is the most ductile as well as most malleable among all the metals. If you take 1 gram of the gold, you can make how much long wire?
2
2
kilometers.
kilometers.
Almost you can make a 2 kilometer wire using only 1 gram of the gold. That much thin wire we can make with the help of the gold. Understanding?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That is the meaning of ductility, right? Ductility means drawing of the metal into the thin wires is called as an ductility. Okay. Then again, which one
Yes,
is the
sir.
most ductile?
Gold.
Gold.
Again, the gold is the most ductile metal in the periodic table. The next one is a hardness. What is the meaning of hardness?
So the compactness or density.
Yeah, it is ability of the compactness or density, or we can say how easily it can break, or how easily it can be cut. Yes or no?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So if you take the metals, generally all the metals are hard except some metals like sodium, potassium. They are soft in nature. They can cut easily. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So all the metals are generally very hard except some metals like lithium, sodium, potassium. These are soft in nature so that they can cut with the help of the knife also.
Sir, are the other alkali metals also soft?
Not all the alkalis. Normally that group is a soft only. The starting elements are there, right? S block alkali metals.
Yes, sir.
They are softer in nature than the D block elements like iron, cobalt compared to this.
Okay, sir.
Okay. The next one is the conduction. What is the meaning of conduction? Conduction of electricity.
Yes, sir.
What does it means?
Our ability to conduct electricity.
Or
Uh,
heat.
okay. Then to conduct the electricity, what is important?
Free electrons.
Very good. Next. To conduct the electricity in any substance, compulsory it should have either free electrons or free ions. What is the second one?
Free
Free ion.
ions.
So generally, if you take acids, they will conduct the electricity, right?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Because they have the free ions in that. But if you take the metals, metals will conduct the electricity due to presence of free electrons.
Electrons.
Okay, metals will
Yes,
conduct the
sir.
electricity because of presence of free electrons. So again, in the case of metals, which one is a good conductor of electricity?
The copper and silver.
The most, the first place,
Silver.
silver. Good. Silver is a good conductor of electricity among all the metals. But we don't use silver wires, right, for conduction passing of electricity.
Yes, sir. Typically, we use copper or aluminium wires.
We'll use only copper or the aluminum wires. Why?
They are cheaper and they are also good conductors.
Very good. If you take silver, it is costlier, right? So
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
cannot use the silver wires for the conduction of electricity. It is a highly cost. But compared to silver, copper is also one of the good conductor of electricity. But compared to silver, the cost is less for copper. But compared to copper, aluminum also will use for the conduction of electricity. So based upon the cost factor, we'll use different types of materials. Okay. But most of the cases we'll
Yes,
use
sir.
only the copper wires. Okay. Then what are the metals which are poor conductor of heat and electricity?
Bismuth and lead.
Lead and bismuth are the poor conductor of heat and electricity. Okay. Then density. What is the formula for density? What is the formula for density?
Mass upon volume.
Mass upon volume. Okay. So generally metals will have the high density and they are heavy in nature, heavy in the mass. Then which element is the highest in density?
Osmium and iridium.
Osmium is having the metal which are having a high density and the iridium also. But which one is the lowest density metal?
The lithium.
Lithium. Say in the exam point of view, especially competitive exam point of view, these are very important. Which metal having the lowest density or which metal is having the higher density? Which one is a good conductor of electricity? Which one is a poor conductor of electricity? These points only they'll ask in the exam. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
The next one is the melting point and the boiling point. First, tell me what is the melting point?
At the point where any element turns to from the solid state to liquid state.
Very good. The temperature at which the metal converting from the solid state to the liquid state is called as a melting point. Boiling point means temperature at which liquid is converting into the gaseous state is called as a boiling point. Clear these two?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
But if you take metals, they have both high melting point as well as high boiling point. Most of the metals will have high melting point as well as more high boiling point only. Then among these metals, which one is having the highest melting point?
Tungsten.
Where will you use the tungsten?
In light bulbs.
Bulb.
In the olden days, you can see bulb filaments, right?
Yes, sir.
So there we will use the tungsten as a bulb filament. Then, but most of the metals I said, but not all the metals, right? Some metals will have the no melting point and boiling point. What are those metals?
Alkali metals.
Mercury, gallium,
Mercury, okay.
sodium, potassium.
Sodium, potassium, very good. Sodium and potassium are the metals which will have low melting point as well as the boiling point. First, tell me what are the elements are there in the alkali metals?
So lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, and francium.
Very good. Vedika, what about you?
Yes, sir.
What are the elements are there in the alkali metals?
Lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, osmium, francium.
Osmium is there. I think you attended special class, right? In that also I have given the trick for you to remember the elements in the group wise. His last son plays rugby, cricket, and football. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
So hydrogen, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium are present in the alkali group. So among
Sir,
these,
hydrogen is the non-metal, right?
hydrogen is a non-metal only, but it has a similar properties to first group, right? So it is placed in the first group itself.
Yes, sir.
Or based upon the atomic number also, we can say hydrogen is the first element in the first group. Okay. So among these alkali
Okay.
metals, lithium, sodium, and potassium will have the low melting point and the boiling point. Clear.
Yes, sir. Clear.
Yes, sir.
Next, tensile strength. What is the meaning of tensile strength?
Sir, how much they can be stretched and they will not break.
The maximum load bearing capacity without breaking, right?
Yes, sir.
Maximum load bearing capacity without breaking. Or you can say simply the resistance of a material to breaking under tension. Resistance of a metal to break under tension is called as tensile strength. Any doubts in this?
No, sir. No doubt.
No, sir.
So most of the metal possess high tensile strength. That means tenacity. Tenacity is nothing but the resistance of a material to break under the tension. Okay. So almost all the metals will have the high tensile strength except the alkali metals again. So you can see wherever the exceptions are there in this, that is important. Melting point and boiling point will have the lesser for the alkali metals. Tensile strength also lesser for the alkali metals. Density also lesser for the alkali metals, lithium. Understanding?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
understanding.
Then apart from this, what are the other properties of the metals and non-metals? Apart from this, what are the other properties?
Solubility.
Solubility. Whether metal will
Yes.
soluble?
Sir, it is of matter, the solubility.
Okay. Any other property for metals? You have to tell.
Other than that, atomic part comes that they have how many electrons in their valence shell and what do they do while forming ions, cations and anions they form.
Okay. Physical properties you tell. Chemical properties we'll discuss. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Other physical properties. So there's another book. Whether I discussed all these properties or not.
Yes, sir, we have discussed.
Check it. Go through point to point. Okay. Whether we finished all these points or not.
Yes, sir, all we have discussed.
But this point is missing, I
So
think so.
sonority, yes, sir, sonority is left.
What is meaning of sonorous?
The produces sound producing ability.
Sir, the producing of ringing sound.
Whenever you hit the metal with a harder surface, it will produce some type of sound. So each and every metal will produce a different types of sounds, right? That is called as sonorous. Okay.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Then you can take this order also. The metals are good conductor of electricity, but among those metals, which one is the most good conductor?
Silver,
Silver,
Silver.
then copper, then gold, then aluminum, then tungsten, and the mercury. Okay. So almost all these properties we discussed. Okay. Then shall we discuss the chemical property, physical properties of non-metal here itself?
yes, sir, it is exactly opposite.
Exactly opposite, but some exceptions are there, right? That is important. What
Yes,
is
sir,
the first
like
one?
in lustrous, iodine.
Non-metal do not
Luster,
possess any lustrous. What is the exception?
iodine.
Iodine.
Or even diamond.
Diamond is a allotrope of carbon, right? It is directly not a non-metal.
Yes, sir.
You can take diamond also. Diamond is also will have some lustrous nature. Okay, iodine is a non-metallic solid with a luster. Then what next one property? What is the property next one? Generally, non-metals are soft and brittle in nature. What is the meaning of brittle?
Sir, the ability to break easily.
If you hit that substance, it will break into small pieces. Suppose glass is there. Is a brittle nature or not?
Yes, sir.
If you throw down the glass which are what will happen? It will break into small pieces, right? That is a
Yes,
brittle
sir.
nature. Generally, non-metals are soft and brittle in nature. The only exception is diamond. Then what is a diamond? Which is the allotropic form of carbon. So diamond is the most hardest substance known on the earth.
Sir,
Sorry. Yeah.
sir, I've heard that diamond cutting is done with a sharp stream of water where the water is means thrown on it with a large pressure.
There is a water cutting, water jet cutting, right?
Yes, sir.
But diamond can be cut with the help of another diamond only, not with the water.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir. I've heard that black diamonds are the most strong.
Mm. If you take the diamond now, if you want to cut the diamond, means you have to use another diamond only to cut the. Okay, water
Yes,
jet
sir.
we will use to cut other metal surfaces like iron. You can cut or aluminum sheets. You can cut thick salt cubes. Also, you can cut with the water jet. Okay.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Then what is the next properties of non-metals?
Malleability and ductility.
They don't have malleability as well as no ductility. The next one, bad conductor of heat and electricity, except
Graphite.
graphite. And it's meeting on an end now. Just rejoin once again, okay? You know, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the non-metals are bad conductor of heat and electricity, except graphite, which is a good conductor of electricity. Next, they are not sonorous in nature, means they will not provide any sound upon hitting with the hard